Well, now, as you no doubt remember, we have across the way three gentlemen all claiming to be Wayne Goldman, the developer of an electric car. Let's get things moving with Bill Cullen.
Yeah, it's a sensational idea. Number one, how long does it take to charge the batteries when you have driven the 35 miles and they're pretty much exhausted? How long does it take to charge them up?
Approximately 4 hours.
And number two, is the idea to charge the batteries overnight?
Yes, that's correct.
I'll stay with number two. Is the charger an expensive one for this?
No, your outlet in the wall of your house.
Well, then it needs something to convert that into the power that goes into the batteries. I'll ask number three. There is a charger. You don't just plug into the wall of your house.
That's exactly what you do if it's a proper connection.
In other words, the charger then, per se, is in the vehicle. Is that right?
The charger's in the vehicle, but you need an outlet to plug
110 volts into the charger.
Exactly.
Number one, is it a trickle charger?
Yes.
Number two, what is a trickle charger?
I'm not familiar with that term.
Number three, how much does this cost?
What?
If I wanted to buy the car, if it were available for me to buy?
$8,500.
And
that electric buzzer takes us to Peggy Cass.
Number one, what's a trickle charger?
A trickle charger is a charger that drops off in power as the batteries become charged.
Oh, gee, I never heard of that. You're smart, Bill. Now, number two, didn't old ladies used to drive electric automobiles?
Pardon me?
Didn't they used to be electric automobiles? Old ladies used to drive them around Cambridge, Massachusetts, I think.
My aunt had one.
Well, then in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Electric cars have been in use in the past, and it's become a thing that has just come back into vogue now.
Okay, well, number three, why did they ever drop out of vogue?
Very impractical at the time.
Well, why were they impractical then as
Well, the
compared to now?
batteries were made to last only a short period of time. In other words, it runs on a battery.
Well, you can't exactly make a transcontinental trip in yours either. I mean, every 35 miles, you got to get out for 4 hours. I mean,
Well,
see,
that's the dream.
that's the dream. What's the dream?
The dream that I have.
Oh.
And we go down to Gene Rayburn.
Get out?
Tell us about your dream, number three.
Oh, good question.
To do away with gasoline automobiles.
Yeah.
And only use electrical automobiles.
Number three, I'll stick with you for a second, if I may. I read a story in Automotive News that your car will go 60 miles without recharging. And yesterday, when I was driving it, the guy said it'll go 40 miles without recharging. And Gary just read the thing that says it'll go 35 miles. Will you make up your mind, number
35
three?
miles.
It is 35 miles. And when do you expect to improve that, number two?
Well, as soon as the technology of new batteries are developed.
When, number two?
We're talking 5 to 6 years before we get a battery.
Okay. Number one, what is it? Number three said $8,500 is it cost. What do you say the cost is?
It's $8,500.
Really? And number two.
And we're going to Kitty Carlisle.
Ask them where the batteries are.
Well, number three, I'd like to tell you about my aunt's car.
All right. Tell us about your aunt's car, Kitty.
It was a perfectly charming electric car, and it had a sort of a tiller arrangement that you in the front of it, and a little vase for flowers and things, and satin on the walls. It was terribly attractive.
Sounds like a coffin.
Yeah.
It sounds like a mobile bordello. Is what it sounds like.
it's more fun in the back seat of a Ford, I'll tell you.
Excuse me, Catherine.
Panel, I wish to withdraw everything about my aunt's car.
I wish to withdraw your aunt.
Have you a question?
Number one, yes. How quickly does this car accelerate?
Oh,
As fast as that bell, which was pretty fast. And it is time now, willy-nilly, to mark your ballots, panel, if you will, and mark them for developer number one, or developer number two, or developer number three.